like this is some sort of...
a boundary marking. This is nesting territory, and we are right smack in the middle of it.
I have something just in the tree line. I can hear it, sounds large, but I have no visual on it.
These creatures always seem to stay one step ahead of us. It's really become a game of cat and mouse.
Minutes ago, in the depths of the forest, Mireya Mayor and her team faced a discovery so shocking it was meant to stay hidden. As they navigated through the looming trees, the air thick with mystery, they stumbled upon signs that could only belong to Bigfoot. Inside the dense wilderness, they captured a fleeting glimpse on their cameras, something that moved with an eerie intelligence, watching from a distance. Tune in as we chase the whispers of the forest. What else is out there, hidden and waiting to be revealed? The search for Bigfoot in uncharted woods. Mireya wrinkled her nose at the strong smell like a wet dog. Suddenly, she felt something under her foot. She and her team were deep in a remote forest where people whispered about rare creatures. One of her teammates called her over, pointing at something unusual. They were on a mission to uncover the truth about a mysterious animal, though they intended to keep some of their findings hidden.
Hey, Mireya!
Yeah,
I think I found something. I feel like I see a big toe, little toe,
that's interesting.
maybe a heel back there.
She moved closer, and the bushes shook. A deep growl echoed, making everyone freeze. Was it the creature or something worse? Join her and her team on their adventure with Expedition Bigfoot as they bravely trek into the dense forest to find a creature that has avoided humans for years. Huge stones just flew out of the trees. Something really doesn't want us here, someone shouted. The name Bigfoot came up along with another local name, Kakagagi. People have always whispered about something hiding out here, another person added. The deeper they went into the forest, a big question hung in the air. What was hiding in the dark corners of the woods? Could they really find Bigfoot?
It was really early in the morning. Hearing something outside. Sounded like a motorcycle. A big, deep howl. And in a split second, my mind said, wow, that's not a motorcycle.
There's definitely something here, and it's trying to stay hidden. We're in a tricky situation all alone out here, she said, as the thick trees and eerie silence surrounded them. As they moved through the rough landscape, they became more alert. Every sound, every movement made them jumpy. Russell and Ryan, using thermal cameras, scanned for any sign of the mysterious creature. Then they saw something odd, a quick heat pattern on a far-off tree standing out from the usual cold of the forest. But this wasn't the worst part. As they pushed through the bushes, the sounds of the forest seemed to close in on them. "Let's try going up the river a bit," she suggested. Suddenly, a loud crack from nearby startled everyone, and they all looked around in shock. When they reached the river, something strange was moving in the water. They first thought it was a beaver, but the thermal camera showed something different. A creature, mostly underwater, with eyes and a face glowing with heat. Confusion quickly gave way to curiosity as they tried to make sense of what they were seeing. Then something truly chilling happened. A heat signature appeared high in a tree, much higher than any animal they knew of would be. He noticed it first using the drone's camera. It disappeared almost instantly, but the thrill it sent through the group was undeniable. Their exploration led them to a strange spot, a triangle of upside-down trees, a mountain, and an old, abandoned logging area. It made them all feel uneasy. When they returned to the logging site, Bryce, one of the team members, began to connect the dots between old accidents and the strange things happening now. But then something much stranger happened. Following his instincts, he led the team on a deeper search of the abandoned site, hoping to find anything they had missed before. Even though the area was quiet, he couldn't shake the feeling they were being watched. Back at the river, they searched for signs, DNA, footprints, anything that could prove the creature was real. Their excitement spiked when they found a fresh trail at the river's edge. The creature had just been there. Its warmth still lingered in the air, confirming its presence. With every step they took, they felt closer to solving the mystery of the forest and maybe, just maybe, coming face to face with Bigfoot. What might have caused that spot to feel warm? Could it have been a bird settling in for the night, or a small animal looking for shelter in the tree branches? As the team moved deeper into the forest, they couldn't help but wonder what other secrets the ancient woods might be hiding. Would they uncover the mysteries of Expedition Bigfoot before their time ran out? Every new day brought fresh challenges, but also new discoveries. The dedicated researchers spent weeks in the remote forests of Northern California, finding surprising clues that could point to Bigfoot's existence. During one part of their journey, the team stumbled upon 2 large shelters hidden among tall fir trees and thick brush. They also found some fur nearby, which at first seemed like it belonged to local wolves. But after examining it more closely, they realized the fur was unusual and possibly belonged to Bigfoot. This find could be the key to unlocking the mystery behind Expedition Bigfoot.
And it sounds like me and my team might really be able to capitalize, possibly even stumble on or surprise one of these creatures.
Absolutely.
But that wasn't the most surprising part. The team also met a witness who shared a chilling story about forest workers who ran away in fear after hearing strange screams, like a woman's, even though there were no women in the area. The next stop was Prince of Wales Island in Alaska, a place known for frequent Bigfoot sightings. This rugged wild area isn't just home to old stories. Many recent reports suggest ongoing encounters. The team decided to focus on a 60,000-acre area around a secluded mountain near their base. In Alaskan towns, stories of Bigfoot-like creatures are common, and local Native American legends describe them as supernatural beings. Some even believe that Bigfoot may act more aggressively in this region. The team knew they had to be extremely careful. There were other dangers in the area, like wild animals that roamed at night. But as the search intensified, they pressed on, determined to find proof of Bigfoot's existence. However, it wasn't just Bigfoot they had to worry about. The forest was home to other dangerous animals too. Still, the team's passion kept them going. Stories of strange creatures in the area had been passed down for generations, and they were determined to stay vigilant and uncover the truth. As evening falls, the team sets up their drones, ready to scan the woods from above. Advanced drone searches for Bigfoot signs. Their journey led them to a remote alpine lake near Gray Mountain, a place thought to be a favorite hiding spot for Bigfoot because of its lack of roads. Ronnie and she explored one side of the mountain while he and Bryce took the opposite side. They came prepared with advanced technology, like a drone with a special sensor for detecting gases. Originally designed to find gas leaks in pipelines, they adapted it to search for signs of Bigfoot. The drone was used to pick up smells associated with Bigfoot like skunk, wet dog, decaying meat, and even feces. But that wasn't the toughest part. As they went deeper into the woods, they faced harsher conditions and needed to stay alert for both Bigfoot and the wildlife around them. While he was investigating one part of the forest, he came across something strange, a skin-like material hanging from a tree. The team faced several obstacles, from bad weather to the threat of dangerous animals, but they were determined to gather solid proof of Bigfoot. Armed guards had to be present due to the large bear population, highlighting just how dangerous this mission really was. But things got even stranger as they ventured deeper into the Alaskan wilderness. The team began encountering bizarre sights and strange phenomena that only added to the mystery.
What am I seeing here?
Ronnie, I'm moving straight towards them.
So I started moving towards that heat signature, and all of a sudden, it suddenly disappears.
Trees were found standing upside down, and some team members even reported seeing white creatures that looked like a yeti. As they collected more stories and evidence from locals, they remained focused on uncovering the truth about Bigfoot and the hidden creatures of the forest. Equipped with cutting-edge technology, they kept searching for Bigfoot-related substances, hoping to find even the smallest hint of its presence in this challenging and remote terrain. Despite all the challenges, whether it was the wild animals, thorny Devil's Club plants, or the unpredictable weather, the team kept going. They were driven by their passion to solve the mystery once and for all. Each problem they faced made them work even harder, pushing them to explore deeper into the unknown. Every little discovery felt like a step closer to the truth. Their journey was far from over. As they made their way across Prince of Wales Island, they confronted the unknown with courage, trekking through thick forests and dangerous areas, always on the lookout for clues. They found both successes and setbacks, examining strange hairs found near large nests and investigating spooky sounds heard at night. Every piece of evidence felt like it was bringing them closer to solving the mystery of Bigfoot. As they ventured further into the wild, they became more convinced that the truth was waiting to be discovered. Every step forward made them feel like they were getting closer. The odd hairs caught on the Devil's Club made them think they might be in Bigfoot's territory. And the deeper they went into the forest, the more strange things they found just waiting to be uncovered. He and she stood on top of a glacier, feeling the cold air as they looked over the icy land before them. For weeks, the team had been following clues and chasing sightings across the rough terrains of Northern California and Alaska. They traveled through remote forests, dangerous mountain trails, and hidden valleys, all in search of the creature. Yet, Bigfoot remained as elusive as ever. He, a skilled tracker, and she, just as determined, kept scanning the landscape, their journey taking them through extreme conditions in their quest to find this legendary being. The longer they walked through the snowy wilderness, the more it seemed like finding Bigfoot was becoming less likely. The thick forest canopy blocked their view, and the snow-covered ground hid any signs of tracks. But even then, he and she pressed on, pushing through the snowy forest with sharpened senses and unwavering resolve. The towering trees seemed to close in around them, casting dark shadows as they searched. But the worst was yet to come. As dusk fell, they realized they needed to find shelter. They couldn't risk continuing the search in the dark, especially when Bigfoot could be hiding just out of sight. After some searching, they found a small clearing protected by thick trees. It wasn't much, but it would keep them safe from the elements for the night. Throughout the night, they stayed alert, listening carefully for any sign of Bigfoot. The forest was strangely quiet, aside from the occasional sound of leaves rustling or an owl hooting in the distance.
Sounds like coyotes were responding. Yeah.
As morning arrived, they stepped out of their shelter, eager to continue their search. Even after a long, tense night, their determination hadn't faded. They knew they were one step closer to finding the truth about Bigfoot. Just when things seemed to be going well, disaster struck. As they ventured deeper into the forest, they started finding more signs of Bigfoot. A snapped branch here, tracks in the snow there. Their excitement grew, feeling like they were on the verge of something big. But then she tripped over a fallen log, injuring her ankle and falling into the snow. Despite the cold and her aching ankle, she stayed determined. With him by her side, they pushed on through the thick jungle. As they went deeper, they started noticing strange signs, an old bone lying on the ground and bits of thick hair caught on branches. When they stepped into a small clearing, a terrible smell hit them. It was the kind of smell that signaled something bad nearby, like rot and decay. Soon they found the source, fresh remains scattered everywhere with the strong smell of blood hanging in the air. It was a scene of pure violence. With new clues in hand, the team pushes further into the cold, mysterious wilderness. The quest to uncover a mysterious creature. As he and his team looked closer, they discovered large bones, broken and shattered. Some were ribs, but they were bigger than usual, belonging to something massive. Whatever creature left these behind was not only big, but also incredibly strong and violent. This wasn't the work of a normal predator. The damage was too extreme, and it became clear that they were dealing with something far more dangerous. Just as they started to piece things together, an unexpected blizzard swept through, covering everything in snow. But that wasn't the worst part. After the storm, he and she knew they were running out of time. They struggled to find their way back, with her limping, her ankle hurting more with each step. Still, she refused to give up. They had to find this creature or they might not survive. With determined faces, they continued searching, looking for any trace of the beast in the snowy landscape. Even though things seemed impossible, they didn't lose hope. They felt like they were getting closer to their goal. After hours of slow, painful progress through the snow, they finally saw something, a dark shape moving between the trees. But who or what was it?
Right here. You see it?
What are you seeing?
You didn't see it?
No, what was it?
It was some kind of a figure over there on the ridge.
The questions raced through their minds as they watched in stunned silence. The figure disappeared with the creature, leaving behind only strange footprints. This was a harsh reality. They were deep in a vast mountain range, an enormous wilderness 3 times the size of Texas. Their journey was far from over. Still, they knew they had witnessed something remarkable, something that would change their lives forever. For now, they took comfort in knowing they had gotten closer to the truth than anyone else. But that wasn't the end of it. Back at the monitoring station, he anxiously watched the thermal imaging screen. He and she, each carrying thermal cameras, were moving carefully through the thick forest. Every sound and shadow made their hearts race as they searched for any sign of the creature. Suddenly, they heard a rustling noise. They froze. Something or someone was in the bushes nearby. Their hearts pounded as they looked around, trying to figure out what it was. She gripped her camera tightly, scanning the area while he strained to hear anything that could give them a clue. The noise eventually stopped, and the forest went silent again. They exchanged uneasy glances, knowing they weren't alone. Their nerves were on edge, ready for whatever was out there. But that wasn't the only worry. Meanwhile, back at the base, he waited nervously, staring at the flickering thermal data. There were no clear signs of the creature, and with every passing moment, his concern grew. He couldn't help but think about the dangers they were facing, somewhere just out of sight but far too close for comfort. The unsettling thought that the creature could be hiding from their advanced gear made the team even more anxious. Each passing minute added to the tension. Everyone was already on edge, waiting nervously for any news from them. He, unable to sit still, kept tapping the drone controls, his eyes scanning the dark forest for any sign of movement. They had been holding their breath for hours, straining to hear even the smallest sound that might mean the creature was nearby. The jungle's silence was only interrupted by the distant calls of birds or the occasional rustle of leaves. Suddenly, the radio buzzed, and they were back. Their voices were tight and urgent as they shared their close encounter with a shadowy figure that slipped away just as they were about to get a clear view.
I see movement, but I'm not picking up a heat signature.
His heart sank. The worst they had feared was true. The creature was real and closer than they thought. "I heard it again to my left," a voice came over the radio. Feeling a new sense of determination, the team got ready to move forward, excited by the thought that they were close to something incredible. As they went deeper into the woods, their senses sharpened. They were more focused, knowing they were on the verge of a big discovery. But the quiet of the night played tricks on them, making them question if the creature was real or just in their heads. As her voice faded, he was left with a flood of questions racing through his mind. Before he could figure out what to do next, his voice broke through again with an urgent report. There were strange tracks leading deeper into the jungle. The tension grew as they considered what these tracks might mean. He quickly mapped out their next steps, excited by the possibilities ahead. Time wasn't on their side. If they were going to learn the truth about this rare creature, they had to act fast before it vanished again. After finding the strange tracks, the team felt like they were on the edge of a breakthrough. Despite the risks, they decided to keep going, driven by their strong need to find the truth. They grabbed their gear and set off, a mix of excitement and worry hanging in the air. They were heading into unknown territory, into the heart of the jungle where the creature was lurking. But this wasn't the hardest part. He, still coordinating from the monitoring station, stayed in touch with them who were leading the charge on the ground. Together, they pushed deeper into the jungle, fully committed to their mission. They knew the answers they were looking for were just ahead, hidden in the shadows, waiting to be found. With each passing second, they got closer to the truth, ready to face whatever challenges were ahead. The expedition, driven by human curiosity and a love for the unknown, took them further into the forest. Along the way, they didn't just find clues about the creature, they also found a new respect for nature. Each step they took tested their limits and taught them something new about themselves. It brought the team closer together and deepened their connection with the wild world around them. This adventure changed their lives, shifting how they saw the world and strengthening their commitment to uncovering the mysteries hidden in nature. What did Mireya Mayor find in the deep, dark forest? Was it Bigfoot or something else? Tell us what you think, and remember to hit like and subscribe for more exciting adventures.